Phyrexia All Will Be One is the set we're going to have open next, thanks to the Chaos break that we were able to get at the beginning of the series. I did not have one of these sets as part of the plan, but here it is. And this is kind of a fun storyline because we have all this high fantasy going on. There is a physical location in Magic that is thought of as like Phyrexia and New Phyrexia. It's kind of that part I'm very unclear on exactly where we lie. But there's something about how the big bad here is Elish Norn, and she has some kind of an influence on the war happening within our last set of the Brothers' War on Dominaria, which is the main world of Magic the Gathering. Like, so much of the storyline happens there. It'd be really interesting to see if maybe there's a good drawn-out explanation of where these physical locations are. But remember, the main thing I'm looking at is that has never come up while playing the game, and I've not seen any kind of cards that offer anything like that. I would really like to see more of the story in the cards. So let's see if maybe there's something fun that comes out of this set, as we'll grab the pack axe here. This should have a lot about Elish Norn. There's a lot of, the different things that were made big here. I remembered poison counters being really, really big. And it is an additional way to win the game by using poison counters. And it does kind of fit if we're having a set focused around an evil, what do we call it? Essentially a big bad of a storyline. It definitely should have some kind of a dangerous feature, but poison existed before this set. It's just in this set, it really, really got emphasized a lot. I'm trying to remember the feature that was new. But the art, again, no matter love it or hate it, you can't just not appreciate this art card. That is so cool. All right, still enjoying the art cards. I know I already have this one, but yeah, this is cool. And the idea here, I think that is the Elish Norn lady on top there, probably at her home world of Phyrexia, is my guess, because this does not look like a landscape we've seen before. The lands in here, I would not say are as thrilling as the New Capenna lands, but man, they're not far off. These, I have one from this set that I use in my normal, one of the decks I play often. But you notice this is supposed to be mountain, and it's supposed to say basic land, but it looks completely different. When you see this line through text, this is a type of writing known as Phyrexian, and it's thought to be the essentially the writing of the world that we're looking in. So just the writing, again, supports the story and reminds you where in Magic we're looking. So that's kind of cool. All right. So our first card here, we have Gitstian Automatist. And an inconsistency in a routine. Vivisections sparked a revolution about the inner workings of the Orthodoxy's Centurion. Okay. That doesn't seem to really tell me anything. What is happening? Okay. I got to move beyond that one. Okay. Grieson's Raptor. Bored with the ruins of Lumengrid, it migrated to the ruins of Mephadros. Two cities mentioned in here I have never heard of before. Okay, so this is all, again, supports the fact that this is on this other world, Phyrexia, that is just wild with some of these words. So, copper long legs. Its webs are not true silk, but woven from thousands of delicate microsynth strands. That makes sense. Sounds cool. All right, spider related. It's a Phyrexian spider. Look at that. All right, so spiders could get to be relevant here. Ice Plate Golem. That looks like faces, but I don't know anything about why. This is very intriguing. That art's kind of cool, but he seems to have more to tell. Cinder Slash Ravenger. Okay. Evolving Adaptive. This is probably so far the most cards I've had with no story, no information for us. I remember this being a very common card. They printed some of these funny with the black and white. Some people really enjoyed it. But Blight Belly Rat. I have nothing more to explain here. Like, okay, you have plenty of room. Why didn't we tell more of the story? I want to know more about what's going on. Did the Blight Belly Rat like invade a sewer or something? I don't know. Armored Scrap Gorger. Eat, sort, eat, sort, eat. That makes sense as to what he is and what he does, but I mean, is this kind of like I'm picturing like a metal main world? I don't know. Monumental Corruption. Funny, I always thought the Phyrexians were a heartless lot, Kaya. And that appears to be a heart now that I read that. It's a little bit disturbing, and I think that's the point. This is one of the rares. It has a yellow symbol, so that would be one that should be good to play. I don't know the card, though. Another yellow symbol. I really, really liked these Twilight cards. There's the Red Sun Twilight. We saw the art card was from Black Sun Twilight. I really want them to be great, but I just don't see people playing them quite so well. There's one of them that I think gets played a lot. All right, so again, the card's name is Red Sun's Twilight. Where once there was apathy, Urbrask brought passion, and the great work truly began. Monument Inspiration. Urbrask is a really, really cool card that came in this set. I did get one at some point, but we don't really learn much about him here. Okay. Not many more cards left here. Let's see. Barbed Batterfist. Okay. Finally, a safe way to punch the rotters in the face. Yeah, that works. It's equipment. So what we're looking at for an equipment's attached to creatures. So it's going to be this here. And then the thing with it is just a random person, character, whatever. So yeah, this is definitely fighting the Phyrexians. So I would assume this is more on the good side of things. And then here looks like we actually have a list card. We're like, I feel like we really wanted more storyline here, and we get a card from a different set. I don't recognize what this set symbol is, but that is a symbol from a previous set. So this has nothing to do with the storyline. It's Reaper of Sheoldred. Now, I know Sheoldred and Elish Norn are very closely related, so that's kind of fun that it's in this set. There's no explanation of where it came from in the storyline happening at that point, but it's kind of entertaining. Again, as I mentioned in a previous video, this has that list image in the bottom left corner, meaning it is from the list. So it's not from this actual set, but it actually goes with the set nicely. So, all right. Thank you, Captain Price. I didn't get much story here. We have a whole bunch of questions and very, very few answers.